Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We have just seen some FOMC meeting minutes happen about an hour and a half ago, and the markets are reacting kind of slowly but surely. We're going to look at that. One thing that we do see that's quite intense is the drop in the U.S. markets. Dow now down 156 points. You can see there, S&P about 17 points off. Pretty bad day across the board there. So not taken well, the FOMC meeting minutes. So again, that's what we just saw right there. Coming up tomorrow, we have a couple of pretty important announcements. One of them being the retail sales for the UK. This is a bit of a mover, so be prepared for any pound dollar, any pound trades that you have whatsoever. These retail sales numbers are pretty big ones, so just keep an eye on that. Also, we have the core CPI for the U.S. We have unemployment claims for the U.S. We have the Philly Fed manufacturing index, and then we have Bernanke topping it all off with a little chit chat tomorrow. So that's bound to make the markets go crazy, like it always does. Okay, so let's look at a little bit of the setups that we have. So far, the news that we saw today, FOMC meeting minutes, caused the euro dollar to run up to 127.77, which has been a high here, here, and here, and the market hasn't been able to open above it here. Remember, we're looking for this missed pivot, which was around this is about 127.95, this missed pivot. Now, whether this one right here completed that miss or not, it's a little bit debatable, but we got close and we got up into that general area. You can see the euro dollar bouncing off R2, bouncing off the 200-day moving average. A lot of important things happening right here, and the euro dollar has come off of that. Not to mention a huge reversal candle. So we have a huge reversal candle right here, and we're hoping that this gives us a little bit of retracement, and we're looking to enter short below 127.77. Now, of course, the Fed, as markets continue to digest the news, things could change. So keep an eye on Twitter as the trade develops and as things happen. But so far, I like shorting below 127.77, below the 200-day moving average. I think this gives us a really good opportunity. Likewise, if this can stay somewhat negative, this will give us a very nice 4-hour reversal as well, and also give us, once again, a failure to make much of a meaningful movement above the weekly pivot on the 4-hour chart. So a lot of good setups there. I think we got a lot of good possibility if we can get a little bit of retracement and see this thing continue down below 127.77. Pound dollar, pretty choppy. Really not much to say about the pound dollar except for watch the retail sales numbers coming out of the UK in about 13 hours. So just keep that in mind. Nice little short-term double top on euro yen. Now euro yen has had a very strong move, and whether this whether this strength is going to be able to continue here or not is a little bit debatable. But as far as levels go, we had this missed pivot right here, which was at about 102.45, and we had a high of about 102.40 on the euro yen currently. So I'm going to count that as a reached missed pivot. Now it could definitely continue higher. It could reach this R1 on the weekly pivots, maybe, maybe not, but reached that missed pivot, did a great job on that. Broke the level we talked about in the daily video yesterday, which was 101.30, and has run up very nicely. Now, if it can stay below this, we have a nice reversal candle at the 144-day moving average right here. Good little reversal candle. If we can stay below those highs, then we've got a nice opportunity to potentially trade this pair back down. So we had a nice little run down into support, a big bounce, and we could see this thing start to get heavy again and continue lower. So currently I'm looking at we're only about 20 pips off the high. So anything above this little double top high, or excuse me, anything below this little double top high, I favor a short, a sell opportunity. But if we do get a little bit of a break, we may find an opportunity to take it higher. But watch this weekly pivot. That's going to be a tough level right there. But overall, I'm bearish below this very short-term double top. Aussie dollar has done very nice for us. We've been watching and waiting to see if we can get a break of 10400. We've finally gotten it. Consolidated below the weekly pivot. You can see the weekly pivot's about 103.97. Consolidated there. It looks like we might have a possibility of making this run down. We're coming into contact with a 200-day moving average. That's going to be a tough one. That'll be a tough level to work with. We still have a daily pin bar. Everything's looking pretty bearish right there. What I'm looking for as the day goes on is just a little bit of retracement. we're currently 20 to 25 pips below weekly pivot slash 10400, so we're not too far. So what I want to do is I want to see some retracement back up into the 103, 90, 95 area, so 10 to 15 pips higher than it is, and I want to see some opportunities to short below 10400. So I'm still pretty bearish on Aussie dollar and pretty bearish on euro dollar. Gold is continuing to kind of bounce and chop around. It's not giving us a lot of really clear anything. So above about 1732, this thing makes a pretty significant run. Below the weekly pivot here, which is about 1718, we've got a very nice potential down into 1681 and even into 1690s and even into the 1681, which is a big missed pivot on the 1 hour chart. So I think we've got some good possibilities there. So just keep an eye on gold. Remember, if this thing breaks, below this daily pivot, or excuse me, below the weekly pivot, it gets pretty bearish, and we should see some further pushes down on euro dollar, Aussie dollar, euro yen, and so on. But if this starts to make any kind of a run back up above 1730s and ultimately 1737, then this gets very, very bullish and is going to start to really break and run. So keep an eye on that. Little tiny reversal candle on the Aussie yen. Nothing I'm too terribly excited about just yet. I'm watching as these trend lines kind of are in the works, and as we see things trying to happen here, back below 8,300. Back below this 8,300 area, I start getting interested in some opportunities to potentially take this lower. So we're going to be looking at that and seeing how that moves and goes. So we'll kind of see how things go from there, and then that's about all I'm looking at for today. We did have a nice little run on this dollar CAD. Keep an eye on dollar CAD above this area where we've got a nice little double triple top, actually very nice little triple top. The dollar CAD is looking probably to give us a bit of a break there, so let's watch for that. If we get a break above this pair could really start to run, and you can see just a little bit more of that on this daily chart. There's definitely some bullish potential here, but if it does fail to break above this, keep an eye on some short-term reversals and continuations down. So just keep that in mind. Okay, guys, keep an eye on Twitter. You can follow me at twitter.com/daytradersfx. If you have any questions, just tweet me, and we'll see you guys in the chat. And keep an eye on Twitter for any continuing updates. Thanks a bunch, everyone. Best of luck.